Welcome back to Eastern Cryptid Encounters with your host, Kim. I have a very interesting story for you guys today, so sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. This comes from a guy that says he used to be a cryptid hunter. And he starts out by saying, "Hello, Kim and everyone on Eastern Cryptid Encounters. My name is Robot. Of course, that's not my real name, but for reasons I cannot use my real name. I'm 65 years old now and retired, but I know most of you won't believe what I'm about to tell you, but it's all true. I used to work for a private branch of government. I used to hunt down cryptids, as you call them, and I got some interesting stories I would like to share. I won't be able to give you all the details and locations, but I will tell you all that I'm allowed to. Let me start by telling you my background. I grew up in a small city outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I was raised on a small suburban life, city in a small town, in a small house. I had 3 older brothers, and they all picked on me because I was the runt, as they called it. After I graduated high school, I went into the Air Force, where I served my country for 8 years. I loved the Air Force and loved traveling the country. After my 8 years were up, I got approached by a local subcontractor for the government. This had me interested because at the time I didn't really know what kind of work they did. So he set up a meeting with me and just wanted to talk a little bit about what they were looking for. I guess all my excellent awards and sharpshooting finally got someone's attention. The first time I met my superior, he didn't look anything special or high in authority, but seemed like a really nice guy. The first hour or so, we just talked about my career and what I was wanting to do with my life. He started asking me some weird questions about aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, and so on. I really didn't know how to answer those. I said, "Sir, I've never really seen anything like what you're talking about, but I'm open-minded, I guess." He just looked at me and said, "Okay, let's go for a little walk." I got up and followed him. We walked down the stairs, which led to outside, and we got in a black SUV and started driving west. I guess we had went about 30 minutes when we started going on some old gravel back roads, and I ain't gonna lie, I was starting to get a little concerned, but I just sat there and made small talk. In about another mile or two, we came to just a ordinary gate with one guy standing just outside it. We pulled up and he gave him the password, which at that time was potato. Weird, I know. But after we went through the gate, we started back into a deep hollow, which eventually led to a big entrance into the mountain. Now this got me nervous and a little excited. After we went in and parked in a spot and got out and started walking back along hallway, I noticed there were quite a few people working there. Some had on white coats and some had on military uniforms. We got to the back of the hallway and he stopped me just in front of the last door and said to me, "Now, what you're about to see will probably freak you out a little, so are you sure you want to keep going?" I said with a nervous sound, "Yes." We walked through the door and there were like cages, or more like jail cells as far as I could see. The first cage I came to, I stopped and looked inside and seen what looked like a human being standing there just looking at me. The cages were probably 10 by 10 if I had to guess. Then as we kept walking down, I seen more humans in them. The odd thing was they were all naked. I asked him, "Why are these people locked up in cages?" He grabbed the file just on the outside of each cell and showed me what they said. And this is exactly what they read. Reptilians. I said, "What's a reptilian?" He said, "Come on and I'll show you." As we got down a ways, he said, "This is a full reptilian in his full skin." My jaw hit the ground. I was looking at a lizard, but in human form. He said, "Are you okay?" Because I guess my skin was white as a ghost. I said, "Where are they from?" He said, "We don't know for sure, but there is thousands in the United States, and most are good-natured, but the ones we have calls about always get transferred here. As that wasn't enough to handle at the moment, he looked at me and said, "Do you want to keep going?" At this point, I was very intrigued and said yes. So after seeing that, we kept going on down and went through another door, and as soon as went through it, the smell would almost knock you down. I said, "What is that smell?" He said, "Come on, but this time keep your distance from the cage doors." As we went around the corner and came to the first cage door, which was bigger than the other cages I seen, what I thought was a huge gorilla. He said a word I'd never heard before, and then this gorilla stood up and walked over to the cage door, and this thing was huge. He stood about 11 feet tall, massive creature. I backed up against the wall behind me, and I said, stuttering, "Is that a Bigfoot?" He said, "Yes, this is a Bigfoot. They are real and a very powerful animal." As I was looking at this creature, I was amazed at just how big he was. It was like an unrealistic animal. The hands on this thing were 3 times my own. The face is flat, no snout, the eyes were big but looked just like ours. We seen about 30 more Bigfoots in their cages. He said all of these we had to capture and bring here to study further because of them getting too close to human houses. He told me there is about 200,000 in the wild, but that's just an estimate. He said that is what I need you to do for me. When we get calls about these creatures being too curious or an actual disappearance is reported, we need you to go out and find them and bring them in alive or dead. But I'm going to warn you now and be upfront with you. These things will kill you if not prepared. The Bigfoot and reptilians. The reptilians can be killed just like a human can, but the Bigfoots are a lot harder to kill, but they can be killed. He said I would have to go through some training like no other. He told me after we left there to think about what I'm offering and do not tell anyone about what you've seen today. So as you can tell, I took that job and retired from it. I will later share a lot of my hunts with you, but for now, I'm short on time. As each hunt I'll share with you will be in great detail. Some of my stories will either make you a believer or give you nightmares. For now, I will leave you with this. When you hear sounds outside your house that are different than you have ever heard, just be cautious when you go out looking for it. I'm telling you now, you will not bring down a Bigfoot without proper training. You will get yourself killed. Until next time, be safe out there when hiking or camping, and especially don't leave your kids alone out in the woods. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Very interesting encounter. I'm actually curious to more about the reptilians in human form, but I would love for y'all to comment on this and tell me what you guys think about this man's encounter. And thanks to everyone out there that is subscribed to my channel and tuning in to listen to these stories. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you guys later. Bye.